Hey everyone, Bob Kendall here. Just want to thank you all for watching my videos. If you do want to support the channel, go to www.kendallreport.com/wavetech. Sign up for our software. You get market grid on 165 individual stocks and indices. You also will get 16,500 buy and sell signals on our entire database. I thank you so much for supporting the channel. Those of you who have already signed up, thank you so much. Welcome everyone to the Kendall Report, where I share my 41 years of experience to help you manage your portfolios and protect your wealth. Remember to subscribe, like, and share these videos. In tonight's video, it's going to be a very quick video, just trying to get the information out to you as I promised. I have a limited time which to produce this tonight. As we look back on yesterday's action, we saw the markets starting to sell off pretty early in the session and continued to be under pressure for most of the day. A couple little bounces, but nothing really to talk about. And what's interesting about yesterday is that there was no news. It was just profit taking. And if you look at all the stories out there, people are trying to make up the dialogue. There was nothing in the dialogue, nothing that was driving the markets other than no one wanted to buy. We are seeing a little bit of a rebound overnight, but nothing substantial. And as I mentioned in yesterday's video, I was talking about this cycle event that happened, and that is a confirmation to lower close. We'll need a follow through today and a close below some numbers I'll cover here in a few minutes in the technical section. But make no mistake, there is no news out there driving this, which makes it even more material, in my opinion, is that there just nobody really wanted to buy these all-time highs. Whether this thing continues or not, if they can come up with some type of news, we'll see. With all of the disarray in Washington that continues to be ongoing, as we see, once again, it's all about Trump. The guy's 2 weeks from being out of office, and they're impeaching him again. You know, it's just amazing that Congress has such a low rating that they don't actually work for the people. And, you know, they need to be working on getting this country back together, but that's not going to happen. I don't think it gets any better down the road. More stimulus and all those things are probably likely in our future, but there's not going to be anything really material for a while, as I've been telling you. It's going to be months down the road before we see anything really come into play. So let's talk about the news that's coming out today. Is all about the CPI. That's the material news coming out. The beige book's coming out, but no one really cares about that at all. CPI is expected to show a 0.5 increase, which is an uptick. If it comes in lower than that, could be a little bullish. We'll see how this number comes out, but I really don't see anything material coming out of the news events or any of the economic news. There continues to be a mass exodus out of the treasuries. The 10-year upticked again, and we're just seeing this onslaught coming day after day as folks are selling the treasuries. We did see the Dow recover a little bit, but that was immaterial for the most part. So let's go ahead and take a look at the charts, see what they're telling us for Tuesday. As we begin with the WaveTech Database, we did see quite a few sells coming in on the daily database. We've downticked just slightly to about 70.83% as bullish. We did see about 750 sell signals versus about 400 buys. We got a slight positive on one model and a negative on the other, but we did end up at 70.83% bullish on the daily database. As I talked about last night, continue to watch the 65 to 62%, and 62 is the key level that we'll be watching going forward. So a penetration of that will indicate that we'll see a further liquidation of the database. For now, it still looks fairly stable at these levels. As I mentioned in the opening comments, we are seeing a little bit of strength overnight. We're seeing the futures up slightly. The S&P is up 550 back to 37.97. The cash was able to go out underneath the 3,200 level just barely. And we did see some confirmation of the cycle, but we're going to need to see some follow through today. As I look at the market grid, we're going to see that the key numbers on the futures today are going to be the S1 number at 37.79. Yesterday's low was 37.76. So if we penetrate through 37.79, we're likely to head toward the S2 number. Now, it looks to me that the PPMs are fading, but we still have a positive slope on the futures. We're at 0.19 on PPM 1, 0.17, and 0.18 on PPM 3. So we do have an uptrend. It's not a robust uptrend, but it's typical of the daily charts to continue in this slight upslope. I usually call this the creepy crawler, where it continues to go higher. As we look at the SPX, SPX did see that lower close. We traded down to 37.89. The S3 number yesterday was 37.81, so we fell just short of getting there. As we look at the grid for today, we're looking at 37.79 is that key level that we want to watch. That is going to be the S2 number. S1's 37.90. That will come into play probably early in this, but if we get through there, we'll look for a move down toward the 37.79. Now, the 10-period moving average continues to be one of the key levels to watch. Is 37.55. It is rising about 10 handles per day, so that'll be right at the 37.65 level, which is going to be down toward the STX number. I don't expect to see that number, but we'll see how some of these numbers that are coming out tomorrow, CPI, and how it reacts to those numbers when it comes out. The next market that I'll cover is the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is starting to look a bit weak. We're only looking at a PPM1 at a 0.08, PPM2 is at 0.20, and PPM3 at 0.22. So we are still in an uptrend, but this suggests that we could see a move down toward that 12,745 level. Now, the expectation for today will be for an R1 S2 pattern. So we're looking at 12,956 on the upside, and then looking at the 12,837 is S1, 12,771 is S2. Now, a higher close today will set the market into a neutral zone, but it does look like we're going to see some further downside action. The next market I'll cover is the 10-year treasuries. As I mentioned, this sharp liquidation continues. We're seeing that we've had 5 sessions up. We're likely to see a hesitation here. We've moved up to the 1.13 level. I still think we could go as high as 1.17 in this pattern, but the momentum that's building is substantial, which suggests that even if this market does backtrace a little bit, we're likely to see at least a retest of this level, or ultimately print up towards the 1.17 to 1.21 levels over the next couple weeks. The final market that I'll cover tonight is gold. Gold is under some pressure tonight. We did see a nice reversal pattern set up, but we're going to need to close over 1864, which is the 40-day moving average. If we fail to get back above that average today, we could see some further retracements going down toward the bottom end of the market grid, which would suggest the possibility of trading at least to the 1838 level to 1825. Resistance at 1862 is going to be huge. I don't see us getting up to that level at all. Yesterday's action, we were able to get up to 56. That would be a new high in the pattern. It's possible, and if it does occur and we close above that 1865 level, then that will be the pattern that we'll need to set up to perpetuate this market going higher. This will complete the video tonight. Thank you for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow night.